What is your name, please?
My name is Basima Al-Hussein. My name is Basima Al-Hussein. My name is Basima Al-Hussein.
Follow along again with your copies of this one, if you will, panel. I, Basima Al-Hussein, am the wife of the present ambassador to the United States from Kuwait. Kuwait is a small, independent Middle Eastern country with an area about the same size as Connecticut. My country is about 95% desert, and from under its shifting sands comes its wealth, the world's richest deposits of petroleum. As a matter of fact, last year, Kuwait produced enough oil to supply the necessary gasoline to drive each of the 60 million cars in the United States from Maine to California. The citizens of Kuwait enjoy free medical care, free education, and even free telephone service. To make the paradise complete, in Kuwait, nobody pays any taxes. Signed, Basima Al-Hussein. Panel, each of these three ladies claims to be Basima Al-Hussein, and we'll start the cross-examination with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Thank you, Bud. Oh, I'm delighted to meet you, whoever you are. I've always wanted to go to Kuwait because it enjoys such a marvelous reputation, due, I think, to the enlightenment of your ruler. By the way, number one, what is the ruler called?
Sheikh Sabah Al-Salim.
Thank you. Number two, is it true that you have a kind of marvelous gymkhana every year where the tribesmen come and do wonderful things with the horses? And
Oh, yes.
How many people come to that?
Well, most of the population, which is not very big, really.
Number three, do they have Bedouins and Tuaregs in the desert there?
Yes, Bedouins are nomads, and they live in tents, and they do come to Kuwait.
And they do their wonderful horsemanship.
Yes.
Number one, how come this ruler got to be so enlightened?
He's a wise man.
Did he go to school in Western Europe?
No, in the Middle East only.
Number three, does he have many wives?
Tom
No.
Poston.
Was Kuwait, number three, was Kuwait ever affiliated with a Western European power like Britain or France?
It was under the protectorate of England, yes.
Of England, until when, number two?
Until 1961.
Very
Kuwait
recently.
gets-
Number one, just as a matter of historical curiosity, was Kuwait always arid and desert? Was it always sandy soil, or was it ever an earthly paradise like the Tigris and Euphrates Valley?
No, it was always a desert.
Always a desert, as far as you know. Number three, do you know, historically speaking, when the people first settled there?
Yes, roughly around 1756.
A.D., B.C.? Which before Christ or after Christ?
I don't know.
I don't either. No. Number two, how many people would you say there are in Kuwait? You said it was not very large.
500,000, close to 500,000 people.
That's a lot of people to come to one fete. Number one, do they all come in and see these festivals and things?
Well, most of them, I would say.
Thank you.
Peggy Cass.
Thank you. Number two, do you have a university in Kuwait?
No, we don't, but we are building one.
Well, number three, you have a very high standard of education. Who pays for this? Do the students go abroad to study?
Yes, they do.
Number one, who pays their tuition and all that stuff? Is the state?
The state pays for every student, yes.
Isn't that wonderful? I'd like to go to Kuwait myself. Number two, what body of water is Kuwait bounded by?
By the Arabian Gulf.
Thank you. Number three, is Kuwait oil go through Anglo-American Oil Company, or what oil company takes the oil?
Through Gulf Oil and British Petroleum, which is the Kuwait Oil Company.
Thank you. Number one, what are the names of those little boats that puts out into the Arabian Gulf? They have a name.
Dow.
Dow. I always want to know how to spell it. Daha. I always thought it was Daha. Dow. Now I know. Okay. Number two, how many hospitals do you have in Kuwait?
Well, there's one main hospital. It has all the different sections for children.
Thank you.
Orson Bean.
Yes, there's an old Arabian expression, number one, that a camel is a horse put together by a committee. Do you have camels in Kuwait?
Well, you do see some, of course, in the desert.
Yes. I read there was a thing in the New York Times, a little magazine put out by the country of Kuwait. It was absolutely fascinating, and I learned a lot. Number two, I can't think of a single thing. Number two, you have more millionaires than Texas, not in numbers, but percentage-wise, right?
Yes.
Well, who collects the garbage, number two? You have to import people to do these things?
No, I suppose, well, everybody has their own job to do.
Number three.
And there are some people who like to collect garbage.
I suppose. I don't know. I might think of it myself. Number three, it's all air-conditioned, practically. All your main buildings are air-conditioned, right?
We're the best air-conditioned country in the world.
Where do you get the water?
That's it. Time for you now to mark your ballots. So please mark them at once, without change, without any consultation. Just vote, if you will. And vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. All ballots marked? All right. Tom, for whom did you vote?
Well, I was puzzled by the year and so forth, but I figured that what does a Muslim know about AD and BC and all that stuff? So I voted for number 3. I can see those beautiful eyes looking over the top of a gossamer veil.
Peggy.
Well, I just thought all 3 of you were simply wonderful. But number 2 has blue eyes. And a lot, you would expect her to have brown eyes, but she has blue eyes, and I figured maybe she's a Berber, so I voted for 2.
Orson.
Hey, Berber. Yes. All right. I voted for number 3 because, I don't know, I can just picture her living in a fine, lush house with a million servants, like all us millionaires do.
Kitty Carlisle.
I voted for number 1 because I can see her eyes peering over the yashmak. And furthermore, she has a kind of a grasp, I think. It seemed more easy for her to explain how it goes on in Kuwait. So I voted for number 1.
Well, that's widely split. First time you've done that in quite a little while. Let's see how it works out, shall we? Because we have all the votes in and the miles made up. Let's see now which of these 3 lovely ladies is, in truth, Bassima Al-Ghussein. Will the real Bassima Al-Ghussein please stand up?
It's a little one.
Good job. Well done. Well done. Number 2, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Irene Bogoni, and I'm an opera singer.
And number 3, what is your real name and what do you do?
My name is Parichesh Temurtash, and I'm a supervisor of dancing at Arthur Murray Studios.
Ladies, in checking the score, you did the best so far tonight, certainly. There were 3 incorrect votes. That's 3 times $250 for a total of $750 that you get to divide. And we thank you very much for gracing our show with your loveliness. Good night and God bless you.